are participating remotely. That would be Gregory Tanzi. That would be myself, Rob Rosa. That would be Robert Baker Sr. That would be Stephen Galley. And that would also be Mr. Bob Baker Jr. So everybody's clear and knows and understands this meeting is being recorded and live streamed. So with that, I would entertain a motion to open the meeting.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, so many. I'm going to pick Mr. Baker Sr. for the motion, Mr. Baker Jr. for the second. Roll call, Mr. Tanzi.
Yes.
Myself is a yes, Mr. Baker Sr.
Yes.
Oh, there he is, Mr. Galley
Yes.
and Mr. Baker Jr.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just read the legal ad here. 7:30 p.m. Notice is hereby given. A virtual remote continuance public hearing will be held at 7:30 p.m. on December 10th, 2024 by the Rockland Zoning Board of Appeals. The purpose of the meeting is to continue deliberations for 1119 and 1059 Rear Union Street, Rockland, Mass. So let's recap, shall we?
Please do.
At the previous meeting on November 19th, 2024, the Zoning Board of Appeals had gotten to a point where we closed the open portion of the public hearing and we were in deliberation. Unfortunately, and we learned something, the Zoom meeting will automatically terminate at 11:45 because they don't want you going into the next day. So, without notice, it terminated. And then from there, well, we tried continuing, but we didn't have a quorum. Now we have a quorum, and here we are. So, what's happening at this point is that Bob Galvin has kind of chimed in on this. And he has said that the section 6 finding that we did, that we found, we voted on a finding, does not grant the relief that the applicant needs. So at this point, on the advice of counsel, I move that the board vote to reconsider its prior vote to grant a section 6 finding.
So moved.
So I'm going to take that as a second. I made the motion. Mr. Baker Sr. made the second. I've got a, is that how we, Mr. Baker Jr., is that how we want to go? Do I need a second on that? I made the motion.
You made the motion. Bob seconded it. That's fine.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Mr. Tanzi.
On the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
In what sense was it deficient?
Because it does not grant the relief that is necessary. In order to, it's not, the section 6 finding does not do it.
And the section 6 finding was on the driveway?
Yeah, it was on the driveway itself.
Okay.
That's the problem. So without that, things kind of go awry. You know what I mean?
So what do they need, a variance?
So I don't know. If it said I have no idea at this point. I'm going by what council's telling me.
I'm here if you need me, by the way.
Again, Bob Galvin is here, and I'm going by what he's suggesting that the board do.
So, why don't I jump in and just give you a little explanation? It won't take me more than a minute, and then
Please
anybody
go
can
for it.
ask questions. So
Go for it.
when land in the town of Rockland is zoned in 2 districts, okay, and in this case, this property is zoned both in the residential district along its frontage on Union Street, and it has a commercial industrial zone in the back. If you're proposing use of the commercial industrial district land, you're not allowed to create a driveway over the residentially zoned area in order to create access to the commercial use. And there's any number of cases that stand for that proposition. So the reason I said the section 6 finding wasn't applicable was because there's no non-conforming use of the property. There's a residential use of this property and a driveway in the residential zone. There's no non-conforming use at all. So there isn't anything for you to make a section 6 finding about that the proposal was you know, not increasing the non-conforming nature of the structure or use because there was no non-conforming use.
Right.
As it relates to the special permit, if the applicant can get access to their commercial portion of the lot, which they may or may not be able to do through another access point, you could probably grant a special permit for that. But they're not permitted as a matter of law under the current zoning from getting a special permit to access their Union Street frontage because that requires a variance.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
So what I recommended to the chair was that you deny this special permit and section 6 finding without prejudice so that they would not be precluded from coming back if they request the appropriate zoning relief within 2 years.
And that appropriate zoning relief would be by means of a variance.
They would need a variance and they would have to show that they meet the elements for a variance and, make that argument.
Yeah.
Bob, could they also go to town meeting and have the residential zone changed to
Commercial zone?
commercial?
Sure, they could, you can always go and try to rezone some property. Okay. There's nothing that precludes that.
And then they wouldn't need the variance, right?
They wouldn't need a variance if they rezoned this property commercial. That's right.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob, I have a quick question.
Of course, Greg.
I don't think there's any way to access the industrial portion of the zone portion of this lot.
There is, Greg. Let me
There
explain.
is.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a nub of a road in another residential neighborhood, which doesn't have really a great roadway network, but there's a nub there. And it's possible that they could ask to extend that roadway with a cul-de-sac. Maybe that they wouldn't even have to build, but there's a possibility they could extend that roadway into their property with a one-lot subdivision plan, creating the necessary frontage and access there.
Okay. All right.
That's how it would be done.
So, okay, so they would have to create frontage in.
Yeah, I
in-
think they only have about 40 feet of frontage along a roadway layout there. That probably need to show the planning board a cul-de-sac showing that they could create frontage. And you probably have seen that happen in the past and in other towns and other plans you've probably worked with where you extend a roadway to create frontage. That's probably what they'd do if that's the route they choose. But they have every right to apply for a variance, and it's possible that's what they'll do. And I think what made the most sense, and that's why I recommended it to the chair, was that you deny without prejudice because the relief that they were asking for wasn't complete or appropriate relief.
Anything else? Anybody? Hearing none, I got a motion and a second. Roll call. Mr. Tanzi?
Yes.
Myself is a yes. Mr. Baker Senior?
Yes.
Galley?
Yes.
And Mr. Baker Junior?
Yes.
Okay. Reconsider. So now that that's off the table, now we're back to square one. Again, I'm gonna read, let's see, I'm gonna read the second motion that was recommended to me. I move that the board vote to deny the requested relief without prejudice, the applicant's right to refile within 2 years on the grounds that the applicant did not request all of the appropriate relief.
Second.
So I got a motion, I got a second. Bob, did you want to say anything more?
No, I think I've said enough.
Okay, so again, let me just make sure I read my own, I'm reading my own notes
Yeah,
here appropriately.
Rob, I guess I'll retract that. I just want to make sure it's clear. When we deny without prejudice, we're meaning that the applicant has the right to refile, within 2 years without being precluded to do so by Chapter 48, Section 16, which precludes filing where relief was denied. And the without prejudice means exactly that.
Okay, that's the other thing that I wanted to make sure. So again, move that the board vote to deny the requested relief without prejudice to the applicant's right to refile within 2 years on the ground that the applicant did not request all of the appropriate relief. So again, I've got a motion. Remind me who seconded?
I did, but Rob,
Baker Senior seconded. All, we're gonna roll call. Mr. Tanzi,
Yes.
self is a yes. Mr. Baker Senior,
yes,
Galley,
Yes.
and Mr. Baker Junior.
Yes.
None. Attorney Galvin, is there anything else that we need to know on this?
No, I think you've done everything I recommended.
Okay. All right, so there's that, that's taken care of. I know it's plenty of time, so now we can look at 7:35, notices here being given that a virtual public public meeting will be held at 7:35 PM on December 10th, 2024 by the Rockland Zoning Board of Appeals. The purpose of the meeting is for discussion, review, and proposed vote to approve meeting minutes. Anybody, the only one that I can't talk on was the one for Stevie G's. I wasn't here. The other one I'm good with.
So we're talking about all the minutes that Deb sent us. She just sent the updated one.
Yep, the update, that's the updated minute from the night, from the 3rd.
Okay. The only thing about the 3rd is it says that in attendance and voting members, I'm listed.
Say again?
For December 3rd, attendance and members voting, I'm listed. But I wasn't on that meeting.
Oh, getting there, getting
But
there.
I mean, it says on the votes don't have me as like a vote, but it just says in attendance and members voting. I'm listed as that, one of those people.
December 3rd, says you're absent here.
Oh, well, let me see. I mean,
Absent Robert Baker Senior and Stephen Galvin.
I'm looking at 7/12. I'm looking at the email that she sent on 7/12. Yeah, was there another, wait, when was the last one she sent?
Uh,
I was looking at the version,
7/12.
I'm looking at the version that it was emailed at 7/12 this evening. December 3rd.
So am I. It says absent Robert Baker Senior and Stephen Galvin.
Oh, hey, the word absent. I was absent-minded. I didn't see it. I wasn't there,
Okay.
so I didn't even realize that you weren't. Mr. Baker Senior wasn't there. That's right. I remember him saying he wouldn't make it. All right, I apologize. I gotta learn to read. I skimmed it really quick. I thought, oh, in attendance, and I thought that whole paragraph was in attendance, as opposed to two separate listings.
No, I dig it. I dig it. So anybody else see anything that needs to be discussed or anything? On that one specifically, that's the only one that I can vote on, so I'm okay.
And just to clarify, Mr. Chairman, we've got two. We've got that one and the one from October 15th.
Yeah, so we should do them separately. I mean, we can do it. Again, if everybody's good with this one, we can vote on this now. But again, the second one, I can't vote on because I wasn't there.
I would make a motion.
Only you four can vote on that.
And this, on which, the October 15th or December 3rd?
December 3rd, I can vote on.
Right.
But the one for Stevie G's, I can't touch.
Okay. I would make a motion that we approve the minutes of the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting of Tuesday, October 15th, 2024, as presented.
So moved.
Got a second? Roll call, Mr. Tanzi.
Yes.
Myself is a yes, Mr. Baker Senior,
yes,
Mr. Galley,
Yes.
Mr. Baker Junior.
Yes.
That's one. We'll just get
I
back
would-
to the other one, just at least so I can have it up here, so I can see what
Oh,
we're,
sorry.
what we're dealing with here. So 12 days, so 10, the other one that I had was 10:15. Again, Anita Marie's breakfast and lunch wasn't there, so if you guys are happy with it, so be it. If not, vote for, just let Deb know.
Motion to
Change.
approve the minutes.
There it is.
Second,
I got a second. Roll call, Mr. Tanzi,
Yes.
Baker Senior,
Yes,
Mr. Galley,
yes,
Mr. Baker Junior.
Yes,
Okay, so that takes care of that one. Now, members that were there on the 3rd, didn't we have two sets of minutes? Didn't we have two sets of minutes that night? Thought we had two sets. Deb, is that not right? That's what I was getting at before. I don't remember. I thought we had two sets of meeting minutes. And both of them I wasn't there for.
What do you mean two sets of minutes? I'm a little
Hey.
confused.
Well, you got a set of minutes for the 3rd.
Yeah,
I got minutes for the 4th, for the 15th. Am I thinking about the decision specifically? I think that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, okay, hold on. October 5th, October 15th. My naval sir, yeah, I wasn't there. Did I show up late to this? Yeah, because we got 57 School Street in there too. That's the only one that technically I could have voted for, but I'm still gonna keep my mouth out of it because it's all in one file. So I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna recuse myself from, I'll just call it recusing myself from the voting because it's all on one page. So I don't want to get busted for anything here. So either way, voted and approved. Everybody's happy? Everybody's fine? I'm talking to the board members because we can always reconsider. We can always reconsider the vote to approve and do it a different way. Yep,
I have a question now. So
Yep.
you're talking October 15th and you were there for at least part of the 57.
yeah, I remember,
School
yeah, I
Street.
came in, I'm looking at this, I did come in late and the only reason why is, I'm looking at the last name, the Rita. That's the only reason why I remember.
So I'm gonna have to revise these to show that you arrived late.
I make a motion to reconsider the approval of the minutes for October 15th, 2024.
second,
Got a roll call, Mr. Tanzi,
Yes.
self is a yes, Mr. Baker Senior,
yes.
Mr. Galley,
yes.
Mr. Baker Junior.
yes.
Deb, what revisions do you want to make, please?
So I will change the October 15th minutes to show that you arrived late.
Okay. Board members, is that sufficient for you guys?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
that's good for me.
All right, I'll, again.
Just one question.
Well,
I'm assuming, because it doesn't look like your name is reflected on any votes, that you didn't participate in any votes when you were here, correct?
I don't know. There was no vote on the continuance. All right, board takes a roll call vote, Mr. Tandy.
I'll double check that. I don't have you as voting, Rob, but I will double check that
Okay,
on the 15th.
can we, yeah, on the 15th, can we do, is this possible? Can we, the first two, the first two listing of minutes? Can we make that can we make that second, its own page? You know what I mean? And then do a second set of minutes for this one, because it's completely and totally different. Because I'm not there on the first ones, so I can't vote on those.
Why don't I revise the minutes to reflect that and I'll highlight the difference and then at the next meeting, they can be reviewed for approval.
But
I
I
think-
can't vote on the first two. This is why I'm trying to separate it into two different files.
Whatever you decide is fine.
I just did, again, I just don't want to get caught, you know. I
Okay,
don't
so
want to get caught
separate minutes for 57 School Street.
For 57 School Street. Board members, does that sound right?
Sounds like it'll clean it up.
Yeah,
That
I
would
just don't
work.
want to, I don't want to get it, I don't want to get into it. I think that's gonna clean it up. That's how I feel. At least as long as that's,
Right.
understood all the way across the board. So again, the first set of minutes were good. This set of minutes, we're gonna approve as amended. Does that work? Mr. Baker Jr., does that work? If we approve as
I'd
amended?
rather take Deb's suggestion, have them amended, and then
Mhm.
vote on the amended minutes the next time we meet.
All right, I make a motion that we table the minutes for the October 15th until the next hearing.
Okay,
I got a second on that. Roll call, Mr. Tanzi.
Yes.
Myself is a yes. Mr. Baker Senior,
yes,
Mr. Baker Junior,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Galley.
Yes.
Rock and roll. All right, now, off of that, see where else we are here. Let's make sure that we do. Other items not reasonably anticipated or listed may be brought up before the discussion to the extent allowed by law. Anybody got anything else to talk about?
Deb, have you made up a list for next year's meetings?
The calendar?
Yeah,
Yes, I can email it to you tomorrow.
thank you.
And you said that
You know
went
what?
to-
I'll email it to all the board members tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, other than
Motion to
that,
adjourn.
hold on for a second. Mary, are you raising your hand? No? All right. It looked like you were raising your hand. I don't want to. All right. I got a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Okay. Mr. Tanzi,
Yes.
myself is a yes. Mr. Baker Senior,
Yes,
Baker Junior,
yes.
Mr. Galley.
Yes.
One last thing. Deb, when's our next meeting?
Next Tuesday,
Next Tuesday? All right.
17th.
I
at
just wanted to make
7:30.
sure. I didn't want to wish Merry Christmas prematurely. I'll talk to you